we are on.
Don't sit in.
All
right, I call this meeting to order. Let's stand and recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
President.
Are you?
Did we vote that last meeting?
I'm sorry.
We did, voted, but let's go look at the
Maybe you
meetings.
are. I'm the secretary? What am I?
Yes, yeah. Yes, Rick nominates
Yes.
Marilyn. Yeah, you were president, Rick's president, Marilyn's secretary.
Yes. And
Okay.
do I need to take?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, sure?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, Rick. Go for it.
It's all being recorded.
Stealing
It's all
your
being
thunder.
recorded.
Forever.
Forever, like. Oh,
We'll bring it
boy.
up next year.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, so, yes, hopefully. So everybody had a chance to read over the minutes from the January 6th meeting?
Yes.
Motion to
One where
approve.
it says who got appointed to what position.
Yes.
Yes.
6A. So I will motion to approve the minutes from
I
January.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Okay.
It's time for the annual financial report.
Yes, and I wasn't sure what documents you needed, so this is our gateway report.
Mhm.
It's just, I apologize for that. It basically summarizes everything that you've been seeing throughout 2025 and puts it into a document that we will then give a copy to the auditor's office and along with filing it through Gateway by the end of February. So this document was largely prepared by Sarah and also reviewed by Mike Ruder, just to make sure that we had all of our figures correctly. And then at the very back of it is our TA7, which we submit every year showing how many township assistance cases we had and food pantry value that we put out into the community over 2025.
Good job.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I looked through it pretty good.
Okay.
Thanks for sending it ahead.
No problem.
Makes the meetings go quicker.
Yeah. So let me know if there's any questions on here.
Number of recipients assisted by township in receiving food, that's great, 44, 42, that's a huge number.
Yeah, we definitely, our food pantry definitely increased throughout the year and especially in the last quarter. We gave, the pantry gave out 77,000 pounds of food, which was up from 64,000 pounds last year, which it's just been a continuing,
More and more,
more and
yeah.
more, so, yeah.
Keep building those apartments.
Yeah, so we did have, we added volunteers this year to help us pack our orders, and that was tremendously helpful to the township, so we didn't have to add any new people, even though we have such an increase in people coming in. We've added volunteers, and that worked really well this year, so we're doing it again, and volunteer opportunities are on Mondays and Thursdays in the morning and afternoons. We've had a lot of great people do that, so
Oh, wonderful.
good to know.
So if I wanted to do that?
Yep.
Come in and,
Absolutely.
should I call ahead?
You know,
Let you know you're coming?
yes. So we do have a sign up genius on our website where volunteers can just go and pick slots. And actually it's pretty, it gets pretty booked up, kind of in advance. So, but and you're always welcome. Anybody's welcome if they're able to come. We try to spread people out just so that everybody's not here on the same day.
Sure.
And we also posted it on the City of Fisher's website. If you go to volunteer opportunities there, you can find it there.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, it's been going well. Yeah.
So I'm assuming this requires an action.
Yes.
So I make a motion to accept the annual financial report and the TA-7.
I'll second that. All's in favor?
Aye.
Is there any, there's nothing we have to sign on here?
No, there is.
You just need to file it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, next item is the encumbrance, which I have a copy of.
Yes, and those are just things that were in the 2025 budget, but we didn't get them paid out until the beginning of 2026. So we're just identifying the fund in the department that they would go into. So they were budgeted for last year, and they were were for things that happened last year, but the payment didn't actually happen until 2026.
There's a spot on there for you to sign.
Yeah. So I think I've done that. Don't.
You have actions if you want a motion.
Yeah, I have a motion.
I'll motion to approve the encumbrance report.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those not?
The next thing is the investing officer's report, and this is something that happens once a year where we show basically what the balance was in all of the bank accounts over 2025. Obviously, the Trust Indiana account is the bond for the construction project.
Okay, that seems to be coming along pretty good.
It is, yes, and there is an update on construction update, but we're definitely moving along on everything. So hopeful to have a grand opening at the end of April, maybe. We're gonna see. We're hoping the community center is done and that we get occupancy at the end of this month. This downstairs construction on the office hopefully is going to be at the end of this month too. So it's moving along, even though it's cold out and I think there was one day they didn't work when we had the big snow on January 19th or.
Most people didn't work that day.
Right there, and it was very cold. But otherwise they've been here working on it.
Well, and they've been working on the park up there
Yep,
too.
they have.
Some lighting and some things. and
Yes.
They've been some benches.
Yes,
and all
they're
that.
adding some benches and things like that. So yeah, we're thinking of doing a spring kind of open house thing, kicking around some ideas on that. So we'll make sure you guys are available because we're thinking like a 4 to 7 kind of evening grand opening so that people can come and see the park and see the community center. And
Think it'll be long enough to join us by then?
I very much think so. So that's kind of where we're on the tentative part of it.
All right, great.
I've kind of been waiting for the spring to come, but Debbie and I have talked about my women's organization, TriCappa, doing the little library.
Oh, yes.
And I mean, if possible, I would like, it sounded like Debbie said that there were monies available to pay for that. And
Okay.
we were gonna supply the books and manage it, but I mean, we don't have obviously the monies
For a spot.
to do it. And so I don't know, I mean, if you could talk to Deb about that, like, where she wants it, what she, we were hoping. I mean, either you can buy them like through Amazon or
Right.
different places, or if, Iron Nation can just
Build a little
thing that maybe even looks like the restrooms or something, because that's so kind of,
Oh,
Yeah.
Cute.
Cute.
Really cute.
so now that we're getting closer to that point.
Yes, I will definitely put that on there. And we are going to talk about, I did have on the agenda, there is some construction updates, and there's 2 documents here that are amendments that we're going to talk about a
We
little
can
bit
get-
later.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So do you need anything
I don't
for
think-
this investing
I
officer?
don't think so. I think
Okay.
this is just us letting you know what's going on.
I can see, like, in November, December, you guys must have made payments.
Yes,
Yeah.
yep. So we started making payments on it, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
And then the next document is a transfer of funds notification. Again, this is just to make you aware, this was in 2025. It's just line item things that were within the same fund, but we ended up transferring where they were within that fund. So the first one is the township fund. We just needed to move some things from utility services to other insurance. And the other one was in the township assistance fund. We had money for utilities and we ended up needing those for transportation and moving for one of our clients, so. That's that. And then now, now we're at that part. So these are 2 amendments to the bill of operate transfer agreement that we have with, why am I blanking on Greg's company's name? Our developer, Greg Martz is, this all came out of the fact that we included an additional scope of work for the community center. So because of the fire at the community center, the build, operate, transfer took on that project as well, which wasn't in the original agreement. So that we need to extend into 2026 those additional services. And then the second document is an amendment to extend the services of Jason Taylor. He has been assisting us with that, and because the project is going on longer, because we have the community center situation, we're going to extend his contract as well. Let's see, I thought that might have been him, because he mentioned, so I had Jeff Bellamy, our attorney, review both of these documents to see if he felt that he was comfortable with us agreeing to these amendments. And like I said, he said that he had them add a couple of things, like the project scope, really making sure that we had clearly what this amendment is for and what it's being added on to. But like I said, just basically comes out of the fact that the community center got added to this. And so Jason's going to continue to be our owner's rep as everything gets wrapped up in 2026. So I think his contract originally was supposed to expire now, and now that the project's taking a little longer, this extends it to August. So he said he's available via phone if you guys have questions, and Jeff also is available via phone if there's any questions that I can't answer.
So this doesn't really change the scope or anything, it's just that the project went over into 2026, therefore you needed a new agreement, correct?
I believe that, and the additional scope of work to include the community center, I don't believe was in initially.
Oh.
And so based on that, we needed to add that into the scope of the project, and because that was added into the scope, that's why it extended it into 26.
Okay, gotcha.
You guys ever get a chance to attend the conference in the fall, the Township Association conference in the fall? They do a couple of really good classes on build, operate, transfer.
Yeah, it's a really interesting mechanism that you can use that gives you more flexibility at
Yeah.
your building,
Sure.
which is nice, especially because we had this unexpected fire. So, but with that, I would say, with this approval, I can talk with Jason about the little library. And I know there are some other signs and things that we want to make sure that we're getting up and acknowledging folks, for all the hard work that's been put in. And the township staff really wants to put up some, maybe on the back of the bathroom, kind of a community board that has information about what the township does, but then also other resources if people need things and things like that. So I know there's some of those things that we're trying to finalize up to as we get closer to having all the big things done.
Yeah, because Debbie was like, landscaping, and we want to get it in there, but I don't know what about the landscaping come spring and all that. So, depending on where the monies come from or whatever, there would be like a little plaque, I envision, trying to us, and you guys, if it ends up being in township funds or Meyer Nation or whoever wants to help us out with this project.
Yes, yeah,
I would recognize them on a little.
Yeah, I know she had mentioned that to me,
Okay.
so I'll bring that up to her again and just make sure it's still on the radar, because I know we do want to wrap up and we want to make sure we include everything in this, obviously, because then once the transfer happens, that'll be it. So we want to make sure that we have all of the things. And so we're, like I said, kind of getting through the big things, and now I think we're starting to hone in on those things like the signage and those kinds of things. So, okay, great. That is it, and I think that is all I have for you, unless you have any questions.
Some of it kind of fits in with project updates.
Yeah.
Did you hear anything about our Senate bill that is on the State House?
Yes, so I watched, there was a hearing this morning with the House, and so it was interesting. There were people kind of on both sides. Representative Schockweiler was at that hearing, and she indicated that she wanted to work together on the two bills. So I don't know what will come of that. I definitely think the Senate bill, from my standpoint, and I had some people come in and ask, it makes more sense because it's looking at not just one sweeping thing and working directly in township assistance. I see the real value of keeping government close to the people, making it accessible to people. There's so many people who come in our doors who, would, I think it'd be so much harder. I know working with Family and Social Services Administration, now that SNAP benefits and Medicaid are kind of been taken to where you don't get the same person every time, you don't have a caseworker. A lot of our seniors are really struggling navigating that system because you call in and get somebody different and they give you a different answer. And so I'm really hopeful. I think one of the great things is because we're small, we're able to act swiftly and we're able to build relationships with people. So I'm hopeful that.
And by building those relationships, you can instill some positivity and encouragement to get them out of that situation.
Right.
To bring them up.
Well, one of the mechanisms in the House bill, I think, and I may not be 100% on this, but just, I think it devalues some of what the township does if we only look at the actual assistance given, because it's not that there's so much more provided than that dollar amount. We're working with people, counseling them on getting jobs and helping them find other resources for things like childcare or.
And you know the area and you know the services and you.
Right. And they are different here than they are in Westfield or even Carmel. And so I'm hopeful that they figure something out that makes sense. But, obviously if there's a township that's not returning phone calls and not, in those
but that's
smaller,
not,
but that's
not the norm. And so
right.
why pull and plug and, fix the problem, but not.
Yeah, I fear too that if they do get rid of the townships, the money that we would normally have given to us from our taxes will maybe go to the city. They won't provide the service at the level that we are doing here, so.
Well, and I think it's a really important about just representation in your community and having, it makes a lot of sense to.
Agreed.
Yeah. So and we've had a few people come in and ask, say that they've gotten something from their state legislator. I haven't gotten anything that is asked specifically, but people have asked us, kind of where we are on it, and we let them know what we think. So we're hoping.
I mean, I think you guys do a really good job on getting the word out of all the good things that you guys do.
Right.
I think.
Yeah. So Tori, our new outreach person, I don't know if you've seen on Facebook, she's been posting some just informational things about what townships do. And we're really trying to get out there our why, like why do we do it? And what we can do. So we're hoping that helps too. So get everybody aware of what's going on.
And it also makes perfect sense that the townships that aren't doing it need to be merged in with others who do.
Right. It's more of a common sense approach than to just say, let's
Scrap
just
the
get
whole-
rid of the layer of government and, in my opinion.
In Marion County, I don't know what townships do, if anything.
Yeah, I think it varies. I think it varies among, some of them have lots of things and others. So anyway, all right.
No, Lawrence Township, that'd be much.
Yeah.
Okay, next on the agenda then, so is that it for project updates?
Yes.
Everybody?
Yep.
Any old business we need to roll over? I don't recall any. Any new business we want to throw out there? Your books, your library?
Kind of. I mean, that's
We
kind
already
of old
talked about
business,
it.
yeah, that's kind of old, but project old.
Okay, what's our next meeting?
So we do not have one on the schedule.
What would be the event?
I think because I was trying to look back last year.
April or May.
Yeah.
We met again.
Yeah, last year it looks like we didn't meet again until July.
Oh, maybe July.
So I don't know if that's the time where we look at the budget coming for the next year. But last year I was looking back through and it looks like you met in February, this one, and then again in July.
Okay.
So,
Well, if anything comes up in the meantime.
Yeah, we can
certainly.
tentatively put on, a July date, and then if anything comes up in the meantime, we could,
Tuesday in July, not the first week.
yes, not the first week, but possibly the second,
The 14th.
yeah, the 14th. Yeah, that would be the second Tuesday, July 14th at 5 o'clock. And I will follow up with Debbie to confirm that that's what was done, but like I said, looking at last year, that's looks like what happened.
I'm just, bear in mind, this is an election year for us all, so.
Right.
A meeting they may probably wouldn't be a good.
Right.
Because we get asking for votes.
So,
Well,
yeah,
not in the
Well, not for
primary.
the primary,
No,
yeah,
not so much the primary.
but right after the primary.
all right, yeah, but I'll get back to you with that.
Sounds good.
Did you see we all have Democratic opponents?
Debbie doesn't, vote, does she?
She does not, no, there's,
But I don't know, can they appoint somebody by?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, they
They
can
have
still,
till June.
yeah, they can
That's
still,
the end of June.
yeah, they can still put somebody on.
Okay.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Do you want this back to recycle?
yeah, I think we're
I've got
yeah.
I've got a copy of it on my computer.
Yes.
I can, like, all of that. for those of it.
Oh, here. Oh, there you go. Have you seen the agenda?